Just say it's April 29th, 2025. Oh my god, we actually did it! The conservatives won, can you believe it? After all these years of liberal BS, we finally got these clowns out of office. Look at all these people celebrating. And you know what? They should be celebrating. Even the ones who didn't vote for us. Yeah, I'm talking to you, liberal voters. You poor misguided souls. You've been lied to for so long you don't even know what's good for you anymore. It's not your fault. It's like when you give a kid too much candy and they think that's normal food. No, sweetie, vegetables exist. I know, shocking, right? Let's talk about your wallet for a second. You know, that empty thing in your pocket? Yeah, that wallet. For the last decade, it's been getting lighter and lighter while the liberals kept telling you how great everything was. Oh, but we're building a better future. Yeah, a future where none of us can afford to live in it. What good is a clean environment if we're all living in our cars? Oh wait, we can't afford those either because of the carbon tax. But here's what's going to happen now, and listen up, liberal voters, because this benefits you too, you dummies. We're cutting that carbon tax. Gone. It's like a tumor we're removing from the economy. Do you have any idea how much that's going to save you? Not just at the pump, but on everything you buy. Food, clothing, heating your home, everything that needs to be transported or produced with energy, which is, oh, I don't know, everything. Remember going grocery shopping without having a panic attack at the checkout? No? Well, you will now. Food prices went up 3.2% last year under the liberals. That's going to stop. And you know why? Because we're not going to strangle our farmers with regulations and taxes anymore. We're going to let them farm. What a concept. Letting farmers farm without making them fill out 17 forms in triplicate every time they want to plant a carrot. But what about the environment? Oh my God, shut up! Our farmers are some of the most environmentally conscious people on the planet. They live on their land. You think they want to destroy it? Use your head! Housing. Holy shit. What a disaster the liberals made. They doubled housing costs in 10 years. 10 years. That's not a market fluctuation. That's a policy failure of epic proportions. Here's what we're going to do. And again, liberal voters, you're going to benefit from this too, so pay attention. We're cutting the red tape. All that bureaucratic nonsense that adds years and millions to building projects, gone. But regulations protect us. From what? Having an affordable place to live? How's that working out for you? You'd say, we're going to fast track approvals, cut development charges, and get out of the way of builders. And you know what happens when supply goes up? Prices come down. It's basic economics, people. I know that's a foreign concept after a decade of liberal fantasy economics, but trust me on this one. Small businesses, the backbone of our economy. The liberals treated them like piggy banks to be smashed open whenever they needed more tax revenue. Personally, I'd like to see monopolies restricted. We're cutting small business taxes, we're reducing the paperwork burden, we're making it easier to hire people. And guess what that means? More jobs, better paying jobs, Jobs that don't disappear the minute some bureaucrat in Ottawa decides your industry isn't green enough. And for all you Liberal voters worried about your progressive values, you know what's really progressive? Having a job, being able to afford a home, not having to choose between heating your house and feeding your kids. But the rich will get richer. Yeah, and so will you, you moron. A rising tide lifts all boats. Even your little progressive canoe with the I Heart Carbon Taxes bumper sticker on it. Let's talk about something serious for a second. These tent cities that have been popping up everywhere. What a humanitarian disaster. And the Liberal solution? Here's some clean needles. Good luck. That's not compassion. That's abandonment with a smile. We're going to invest in actual treatment. Novel concept, I know. Instead of just making it safer to stay addicted, we're going to help people get off drugs. Crazy, right? And for you, Liberal voters clutching your pearls right now, this is real compassion. Leaving someone to rot in a tent while patting yourself on the back for your harm reduction policies isn't helping anyone. It's just making you feel better about walking past human suffering on your way to the organic coffee shop. National defense. Oh my God, what a joke that's been. Our military equipment is so old it should be in museums. We've got submarines that make weird noises and planes held together with duct tape and prayers. We're going to rebuild our military. Not because we want war. We don't. But because a strong military prevents war. It's called deterrence, people. You don't get mugged if you look like you can handle yourself. And for you, Liberal voters worried about the cost, you know what's really expensive? Being invaded? Or having to rely completely on the Americans for our defense? You think that comes free? Nothing comes free. Especially not from the Americans. Our natural resources. We're sitting on some of the richest resources in the world. And the Liberals acted like they were embarrassed by it. Like having oil is something to apologize for. Sorry, world, we accidentally have all this wealth under our feet. We promised not to use it. We'll buy our oil from human rights abusers instead. We're going to develop our resources responsibly. Yes, responsibly. Canadian oil and gas has some of the highest environmental standards in the world, but we're not going to pretend we don't need it or that the world doesn't need it. And for you Liberal voters worried about climate change, you know what's worse for the environment than Canadian oil? Saudi oil, Russian oil, Venezuelan oil. At least our industry has standards and transparency. Taxes. The Liberals never met a tax they didn't like. Carbon tax, luxury tax, digital services tax, increased CPP premiums. It never ends. We're going to simplify the tax code and lower rates across the board. And before you Liberal voters start screaming about tax cuts for the rich, everyone is getting a tax cut. Everyone! Because here's a radical idea. It's your money. You earned it. The government should take the minimum amount necessary to provide essential services, not the maximum amount they think they can get away with. But how will we pay for things? By not wasting billions on consultants and pet projects that do nothing. By growing the economy so there's more to tax even at lower rates. By being efficient with what we have. Look, I know change is scary. especially if you've bought into the liberal fear-mongering. The conservatives are some kind of monsters who want to destroy the country. But ask yourself this: are you better off now than you were 10 years ago? Can you afford housing easier? Is your grocery bill lower? Do you have more money in your pocket? Is your job more secure? If you answered no to any of those questions, then maybe, just maybe, the liberals weren't the economic geniuses they claimed to be. And here's the beautiful part where you don't have to admit you were wrong. You can just enjoy the benefits of conservative policies while still telling your friends at the craft brewery that you're deeply concerned. Canada is the greatest country in the world. We've just been held back by terrible policies. It's like we've been running a race with our shoelaces tied together. Now we're untying those laces. We're removing the barriers. We're letting Canadians do what they do best: innovate, create, build, and prosper. And yes, that includes all Canadians, even you, Liberal voters, especially you, because you need the help the most. You've been economically Stockholm syndromed into thinking that high taxes and government control are good for you. It's not your fault. We're here to help you recover. The first step is admitting you have a problem. So here's to a new chapter for Canada, a chapter of prosperity, opportunity, and freedom, where your hard work is rewarded, not punished, where your dreams are limited only by your imagination, not by government red tape. And to my liberal friends, give it a year, just 1 year. If you're not better off under conservative policies, you can go back to your avocado toast and climate anxiety. But I guarantee you, you're gonna love having extra money in your pocket and opportunity at your doorstep. It's me, Rick, celebrating a victory for all Canadians, even the ones who don't know it yet.